Let's visit the Roman numeral hall to find out how the Romans came up with their number system. The Romans started counting using their fingers, and they represented some counts using the shapes of their fingers. These counts include numbers 1, 5, and 10. You can see that when you count with your fingers starting with 1, the shape of the letter I is formed. Therefore, number 1 is I. When you count 5 with your fingers, the letter V is formed by the smallest finger and thumb. Therefore, 5 is V. What happens when you count 10 with your fingers? Would it be VV? No. The Romans decided to bring both V's together to form an X. Therefore, 10 is X in Roman numerals. But there's a little challenge. We have just 10 fingers. So, how were the Romans able to write larger numbers? The Romans simply decided to represent specific numbers with letters. So, L represents 50, C represents 100, D represents 500, and M represents 1000. I like to call these numbers the major numbers. To get the symbols for other numbers in Roman numerals, you subtract or add numbers from any of these major numbers. There are 4 golden rules of Roman numerals that you need to know before you can write like the Romans. The rules are: 1. You can only add the major numbers 1, 10, 100, and 1000 to itself at most thrice. 2. Whenever you add 2 numbers, you write the symbol of the bigger number before the smaller number. 3. Whenever you subtract a number from a bigger number, the symbol of the smaller number is written before the symbol of the bigger number. Finally, you can only subtract 1 from 5 and 10, subtract 10 from 50 and 100, and subtract 100 from 500 and 1000. Also, subtraction can only be done once. You might be wondering how these rules are applied. Let's take a few examples, starting with number 2, which is 1 plus 1, that is II. Since number 3 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 will be III in Roman numerals. Although 4 equals 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, it will be wrong to say that 4 is III, since you can only add a number to itself 3 times, according to the first rule. Therefore, we move on to the next major number, which is 5, and then subtract 1 from it to get 4. Remember the third and fourth rules? Hence, we place I in front of V to get IV, which means 5 minus 1. For number 6, we have 5 plus 1, therefore 6 is VI. Number 7 is 5 plus 1 plus 1, which will be VII. Number 8 is 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which gives VIII. Now for number 9, we cannot add 1 to 5 4 times, so we move on to the next major number, which is 10, and then subtract 1 from it to get 9. Hence, 9 is IX, which is the same as 10 minus 1. So, we have the first 10 Roman numerals displayed on your screen. To explain the fourth rule, let's write the Roman numeral for 49. 49 is 50 minus 1. But it is not IL because we can only subtract 10 from 50. Rather, 49 is 40 plus 9. We have 40 to be 50 minus 10, which is XL, and 9 to be IX. Hence, 49 is XLIX. Let's also consider 95, which is the same as 90 plus 5. 90 is the same as 100 minus 10, which is XC, and 5 is the same as V. Therefore, 95 is XCV. In summary, we have learned about the major numbers and symbols in the Roman numeral. We also added and subtracted these major numbers to get other numbers. Remember that we cannot add the same number, that is 1, 10, 100 and 1000 more than 3 times. We can only subtract 1 from 5 and 10, 10 from 50 and 100, and 100 from 500 and 1000. Finally, subtraction can only be done once.